Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Empowering Women in Chiropractic. I'm your host, Dr. Cathy, and I'm so excited to talk to you in the beginning of the year because look, the reality is the holidays just happened, the new year started, your patients are making New Year's resolutions, some of them are sticking to them, some of them have already been forgotten a long time ago, and you have life, you have family, you have a business, you have your own hobbies and your personal habits and everything that you want to do. And oh my God, sometimes it just gets to be way too much. And then add into it that you might have family that you're taking care of. You might have loved ones that are going through issues. You might have some issues that you're going through as well. And you're trying to juggle it all, balance it all, do it all. And at a certain point, you're like, oh my God, where is that Calgon to take me away? Right. And so today, what I want to talk to you as we start this new year is how to serve your way through it. Serving your way through is something that we've all heard of. We probably have all done it, whether we realize it or not, but we don't necessarily understand how to do it in a way that helps us to lose ourselves in service, but not get lost by losing ourselves completely in service. So, whatever you're going through, whatever last year put on your plate, 2024, we get to walk through a new door. We get to start all over. We get to make new things, but there's some things that come through that door with you. For me, at the very end of the year, I lost my dad, the biggest, strongest, most important, most powerful, most loving person that I know of other than my mom, right? The two people who have supported me, loved me, pushed me, taught me, inspired me, right? Been the role model, just always in my corner, the best cheerleaders, the best people, and lost my dad. And that is a hard thing to go through. As many of you know, I went through a long, drawn out, horrific divorce against a narcissist. Very, very difficult. As many of you have reached out to me, you've been through divorces. You've been through the death of a spouse or the death of a loved one or a family member or difficulty with your children. And a lot of the women that I coach have been through some really, really challenging things over the years. And we can allow all of that to get to us. We can allow all of that to hold us back. We can allow all of that to beat us down, or we can use it as our fuel to push us forward. We can use it as this is why we do what we do. This is why you get up every day. This is why you go to the office. This is why you speak to people in your community. This is why you're so passionate about what we do. This is why you know that chiropractic works. This is why we are so excited to share what we do with so many people. You can use whatever challenges you're going through to fuel you, to push you, to be the platform that you stand on so that you can get out there and you can do what we do better so that you can help more people. And in the process of losing yourself in service, you find yourself, you find your purpose, you find your why, you find your reason to get up every single day. Let's go back 20 years ago, practicing in New York, and 9/11 happened. I was opening a practice in Georgia. I had a practice in New York. I was going back and forth between the two. And all of a sudden, my patients, city sanitation workers, police officers, firefighters, that's the majority of who I saw practicing on the North Shore of Long Island, gone, down at the pile, unavailable, possibly not alive anymore. What did I do in that moment? For me, the only thing I knew to do, I was raised in a household of firefighters. My whole family was firefighters. So what did I do? I went to ground zero and I spent my time there 3 or 4 days a week, 16 to 18 hours a day, losing myself in service and figuring out how do I be of use? How do I bring what I have with my grief so that I can help more people? And so, in those moments when life throws you a curveball, when something happens to a family member, something happens to your health, something happens to your relationship, something happens to your business, or maybe your business model is not working, maybe you and a partner are splitting up your business. When things happen that could seemingly just implode and just destroy your whole world, that's the time to put your focus on what can I do next? Every now and then I'll listen to Elevation Church. Some of you may have heard Pastor Stephen Furtick. He gives a great message. He's really like young, hip. He gives like this really dynamic message. But he did a video where he said there was a person that walked up into him and said, what do you do on the days when you just don't feel like yourself? You know, you just don't feel like doing anything. And he said he thought about it and he said, you know what? I go get my hair cut. And the person who asked him the question was kind of baffled, like, you go get your hair cut? He goes, yeah. I just do the next normal thing. And then when I'm done with that, I do the next thing on my schedule. I do the next normal thing in my routine. I do the next expected thing. Because if I just do what I'm used to doing, then I can get myself motivated and moving. So for me, finding out that my dad had passed 2 days after I left the hospital, holding my dad's hand right before I left, which is so, as a chiropractor, obviously, but my dad's hands are everything. He built my building. Many of you have been here to see it. Built my beautiful building here. He built my office for me in New York. Has just done so many things. His hands were everything. And holding his hands before I left the hospital that last day, thinking I was coming back in a few weeks to see him again, I was in my office that he built when I got the message. With one patient left, my staff already gone. And in that moment, I screamed. My patient held me. It was the perfect person at the perfect time. And then I said, okay, get on the table. Let's go. And she's like, what are you talking about? You're here to get adjusted. That's what I do. Get on the table in the building that my dad built. It was the perfect place. And then it gave me the time to start the healing process. And who knows how long that process is going to take for you, for me, for anyone who goes through any type of loss, whether it's the loss of a great teammate, a great team member, a great office manager who maybe moves on to a new career or moves into the chiropractic profession. Maybe it's the children who are growing up and moving out and going and having their freedom. And they're like, I don't need you anymore, mom, right? Right? It's a little daunting. We all think that that sounds like a great piece of freedom. But at the same time, I'm like, wait, don't go too fast. I don't think I taught you everything yet. Or maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's a relationship that wasn't really serving your needs, but it's still difficult to let it go. And maybe it's a family member or an aging parent. Whatever situation you're going through, whoever you're helping or whoever you are right now at this point in time, when the moment comes, sorry, where life can kind of hit you with that curveball, that's your time to go back to why. Why do I do what I do? And how can I pour myself into something that matters, something that gives my life meaning, something that gives my life purpose, so that I can remember who I am. And even though I'm grieving and going through those stages of grief, or even though I'm changing, or even though my life is taking a major twist that I wasn't expecting, or even though this is really scary and hairy because now I'm having to open my own practice, whatever it is that you might be going through, if you can remember why you got here in the first place, who you were designed to serve, what your goals were, what your vision, your mission, and your purpose for your life are, and then you can serve in that mission, in that vision, through that purpose, for that why, for that reason. If you can serve others through your trouble, what will happen is you will lose yourself in service. You will be doing exactly what you love to do, and you will be not necessarily forgetting about your problems, but remembering the good as you move forward with a smile on your face or with a heavy heart at times. But you'll be moving forward, doing the next normal thing, doing the next right thing on your schedule. And that will allow you to heal and bring all of that emotion positively forward in a new direction. Be mindful to not lose yourself, because we've been there. I've been there. I've worked with many women, coached them who have completely lost themselves in service to others to try to avoid dealing with the situations that they're going through. I've been there. It's not a fun place to be, because you forget who you are. You forget what you're doing. You forget why you started doing it. You forget your reason, but you just keep going because you make yourself so busy to not pay attention. That's not what I'm suggesting. I'm not suggesting fill your calendar with every single possible thing so that there's no room to think or breathe or grieve. That's not what I'm suggesting. I'm saying make time for you, but put one foot in front of the other and get up and go. And when you have those challenges, keep doing what you've been doing. Filter out things that don't serve you anymore, but keep doing the things that bring you passion. Keep doing the things that bring you joy. Keep doing the things that your heart really speaks up for. Keep doing the things that matter the most to you, so that you can remember who you are, and you can bring all of that emotion into doing it better so that you can serve on a greater capacity. I hope that that gives you a little bit of energy that you can use if you face any challenges this year. Hopefully your 2023 challenges are behind you and you can move into 2024 with a positive outlook, a bigger goal for yourself than you've ever imagined possible, big expectations. If you have not yet written goals or affirmations or have your visualizations. If you don't have a vision board or a goal setting or something that gives you a place to look toward, something to look forward to, a vision that you can think about and start to bring about. If you don't have something already created, then I invite you to spend a little bit of time between now and Valentine's Day to start creating what it is that you want to attract into your life in the next month, in the next 6 months, in the next year, in the next 5 years. Start creating a visual that you can see, that you can feel, that you could smell, that you can absolutely put yourself mentally in that space to start allowing your brain to subconsciously work through the habits and the problems and the solving that it takes to get you to where you want to be. And in that process, when troubles come up, just remember, serve your way through. Give, love, and serve from your own abundance with no expectation in return, and the world will reward you. Okay? Have a great, phenomenal, fantastic week. I want to show off my little shirt today because it's cold in Atlanta, so I'm dressed a little bit differently. I got my spine shirt on that a great, great, great friend, wife and daughter of a chiropractor, made this shirt many, many years ago. And today it was cold enough that I just busted it out. And I said, you know what? I'm going to be in long sleeves just to make the patients happy today with something that represents chiropractic. So you do you. Have a great week. If there's anything I can ever do to help you, do not hesitate to reach out to me. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me anywhere, but don't hesitate to reach out. I'd be happy to help you. But in the meantime, go do what you love. Go serve to the fullest of your ability and go love your life and serve your way through whatever challenges this year is going to bring to you. I look forward to hearing all about your successes, about your goals, and about all the things that you plan to accomplish in this coming year. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Join us each week as we bring you the best in business growth, practice management, social media marketing, networking, leadership, and lots more. If it's about women in practice and business, you'll hear it here. This has been a ChiroSecure production.